spectral passion. In the darkness, pleasure and fear intertwine. The forbidden calls, the unknown lurks. Welcome to a place where desire and horror merge. Do you dare to listen?
The Chupacabras of the road. Sarah lived in a small town surrounded by a vast rural landscape. She had heard the legends about the Chupacabras since she was a child, but she always thought they were just stories made up to scare kids. However, after a night of intense rain and hearing strange rumors about animals found dead in the area, something changed in her mind. One night, after a party in the city, she decided to return home. The road connecting the town to the city was dark and lonely. The wind howled through the trees, and her car's headlights illuminated only a few meters ahead. Sarah felt a knot in her stomach, as if something was about to happen, but she decided to ignore the feeling. After all, it was just a regular road, or so she thought. Suddenly, something crossed in front of her car. A strange glow reflected in the eyes of what seemed to be a figure in the darkness. Sarah braked abruptly, her heart pounding. The being was not human. It was short, with a small but powerful figure, and its eyes shone like those of a wild animal. Sarah rolled down the window, but there was no trace of the creature, only the sound of the wind and the creaking branches of the trees. She decided to continue driving, but the feeling of being watched grew stronger. Then came the whispers, soft but clear, as if someone was speaking directly into her ear. "Come back." The road was becoming emptier, but in the distance, something moved again. As she approached, Sarah saw a pair of glowing eyes, much larger than any animal she had ever seen. She accelerated, but the being was there, and when she passed by it, something strange happened. She felt a kind of electric shock run through her body, a sensation that made her shudder in a way she had never experienced before. The strange feeling did not fade. Instead, it intensified. At first, she thought it was just fear, but something inside her made her feel more alive, more alert. The road was still empty, but a pressure began to form in her chest, as if someone was whispering in her ear. The image of the Chupacabras, with its glowing eyes, got stuck in her head, and somehow she couldn't stop thinking about it. When she got home, Sarah tried to calm down, but the pressure in her chest did not disappear. She entered the bathroom to relax, and as the water cascaded over her body, the vision of the Chupacabras returned to her mind, its gaze fixed and piercing. The water ran over her skin, and strangely, the feeling of being watched excited her, something she had never experienced when alone. Suddenly, the whispers began again, more intense, and she felt a vibration in the air, as if something invisible was surrounding her. In a gasp, she gave in to the moment. The sensation of being observed became more tangible, and although the terror persisted, a strange need to continue with the experience took over her. The pressure on her body increased, and her breathing grew heavier, as if the creature was still close. That night, Sarah did not sleep. The fear still haunted her, but so did the fascination with the unknown. With the Chupacabras that had crossed her path, that feeling of being watched, almost desired, kept her alert, restless, her heart pounding rapidly. When she finally closed her eyes, she couldn't shake the feeling that the Chupacabras, or something else, was waiting, watching in the shadows. Sarah spent the night awake, her eyes fixed on the shadows in her room, convinced that the Chupacabras was watching her. Every creak in the house, every whisper of the wind made her feel an increasing pressure pressure on her chest. Although the fear kept her on edge, there was also a strange fascination she couldn't understand. Her body responded in a way she had never experienced before, as if terror and desire were intertwined in an unsettling dance. Finally, exhausted from the lack of sleep and with her body tense from the strain, she drifted off. But her dreams were strange. In them, the chupacabras continued chasing her, always close, always in the shadows, its eyes shining intensely. Sometimes she felt its cold breath on her neck. Other times, she simply heard the whispers so close that they made her shiver. She woke up at dawn, agitated with the feeling that she had experienced something more than just a nightmare. She quickly got out of bed, her head heavy from the interrupted sleep, and when she looked out the window, what she saw left her frozen. Near the road where she had had the incident the night before, a group of sheep lay on the ground. At first, she thought they might be simple animals killed by some predator, but as she cautiously approached, she saw something far more disturbing. All the sheep had a strange hole in their necks, as if someone had extracted their blood, leaving a deadly void. The marks were clean, almost perfect, as if something or someone had drained their essence with surgical precision. But the most unsettling thing was what she found on the ground near them. A series of footprints, small but deep, that seemed to be made by something much larger and heavier than any known animal in the region. There were no signs of blood on the ground, only a dense, heavy atmosphere, as if all the air was charged with a dark energy. Sarah stood there, watching in silence, her heart pounding in her chest. She knew that what she had experienced was not just a fantasy. The chupacabras, or whatever that creature was not just another legend. It was real, and it seemed to have marked her in some way. The whispers had not left, and the pressure in her body was still present, like a shadow that would never leave her alone. With her eyes still fixed on the sheep, a chill ran down her spine. That strange sensation she had felt in the shower had not faded. Something inside her knew that the worst was yet to come, and that the chupacabras had left more than just footprints in its path. It had left a mark on her soul, something that would follow her, something she could never escape. Subscribe for more content if you want a specific topic or even want to share an experience.